Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? I'll go make it my microphone over here. There we go. How's everybody doing this evening? Of course, my name is Kent. The channel is EOS San Diego, and you're looking at the price of EOS right now. EOS number 4 blockchain, as far as CoinGecko is concerned, and it looks like we're still around the $3.84 range. So I believe this is kind of like a new place for EOS to be, $3.84 to $5. I think that's going to be the range we're going to be trading in the very near future. $3.84 to $5. I think that's where we're going to stay. It's held over $3.75 here for quite some time, so I believe this is a good trading area for EOS to be in. And I also notice the volume is slightly off, with 1.4 billion in volume versus it was over 2 billion the other day when I was making videos. But I think that's actually a good sign. And the reason I think that's a good sign is because I think that shows nobody's selling EOS right now. The volume would be up if there were more sellers. I think the reason the volume is down is because less people are selling the EOS token. So I think that's a good thing. I think volume dropping off slightly is a good thing for EOS right now. But I wanted to make this I want to show people about the Telos scam, of which I've covered a lot on my channel. And somebody had made this post here on the Crypto Digest. It says, "Hi, I'm trying to get a list of accounts that were scammed by the fake Telos website with a view to approaching all the block producers to see if it is possible to reconnect the rightful owners of the accounts. Yes, I accept it is not possible to recover the EOS, but," which is, it's unfortunate that we have to go to this extent just to reconnect the accounts, let alone the fact that nobody's getting their EOS back. And that's why we tried to start a fund, which we did start a fund, but we're trying to get more people to put money into the fund, the Safeguard EOS, so that there will be some protection for people in the future that lose EOS or have some sort of problem like this. We think it adds value to the chain to be able to have somebody that's actually watching this, making reports on it. In fact, maybe creating a system where we could notify law enforcement or notify exchanges about this, and maybe get this stuff stopped right away without having to go to block producers to get things unwound, which is probably unlikely. So that's something that we're hoping to get done very soon, get more people involved. And we're willing to make this proposal to the community. We are block producers, and let's see, I'll show you where we're at right now. I'll just go to all things EOS, and I'll take a look at I always go to EOS Web. I don't know why. I think it's by Crypto Lions, but these are the block producers that we're just speaking of, as far as being able to reverse these, or not only that, but recognize the accounts that have been stolen and let them go back to rightful owners. So the top 21 ends right here. Last one is game.eos. The very top block producer is ELB, of course. And they're making about 756 EOS a day, which roughly is right around $1 million a year. So EOS ELB is getting about $1 million a year in block producer rewards. A small percentage of tokens they're inflated every year. I can't remember what the percent, I think it's 1%, is inflated for block producers to get paid. Block producers for EOS get paid very, very well, and not really asked a lot to do in return. I mean, basically run a server. That's what these block producers are doing. They're running a server. And for that, they can get almost $1 million a year. And I also wanted to make notice of this because I made a notice to it the other night. If you go to EOS Flare and you take a look at how people vote for each other, one of the things you can look at, I always think is kind of interesting, is the proxies. So these are all the proxies, and I think I made mention to it. This is like made of Stark's proxy. They've got 14 million EOS that they vote for. And here is the block producers that they have voted for. They can vote for up to 30. They don't have to vote for 30, but they can vote up to 30. So this is who they voted for. So you can look at every single proxy and see who every single proxy voted for. And of course, I made mention of this the other night. Not one proxy votes for EOS San Diego 1. Not one. In fact, we could do a Control F. Control F, and I'll put EOS San Diego 1 in. think I spelled it right here. EOS San Diego 1, and you can see 0. There's not one proxy that votes for EOS San Diego 1. So we are about as pure as it gets as far as block producers are concerned. We have almost nobody that votes as a team, as a group that votes for us. No block producers vote for us. No proxies vote for us. The only people that vote for us are the people that the grassroots people. And let's see where I want to see where we're at as far as block producers concerned, because I know we're obviously not in the top 21, and we're not in the rewards section of this either. I'll go to the next page because rewards quit at about they quit at about actually EOS leaders is the last one to get a reward. They get 104 EOS a day, and then we're quite a ways down here in like 107, 108, or actually we're a little less than that, 116. So we get 0 EOS a day, and it runs up between $500 and $1,000 a month to run this node. So we just eat that cost because we want to. We actually believe that the best way to make money with EOS is by developing on the chain and not by earning block producer rewards. So we'd rather do that. We did block producer because we wanted to support the chain, and we wanted the experience to be a block producer, and we wanted to actually be involved as block producers. But it's actually something that we just we don't make any money out. In fact, we lose money out every month. But I want to look at some of these earlier block producers because I noticed when I went to the proxy, and I'll just pick one out for instance. I'll pick somebody out here. I'll pick out, because this one shows up a lot, this ZBEOS BP, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. Because they're easy to spot because they've got 5 ones. So I noticed that a lot of proxies are voting for this particular block producer. But I just want to see how many. So I'm going to type that in. And it's really easy. It's all transparent. Anybody can see anything else about everybody else. So I'll type in Z. If I can do it with one finger while I'm holding onto the microphone. ZBEOS BP, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 5? Yeah, 5. One more. Okay, so like I say, I knew I could see this block producer was being voted for a lot, and you could see every time it's highlighted on my screen, that's another block producer or another proxy that has voted for this block producer. In all total, they are 56. So 56 proxies voted for ZBEOS BP number 1. I've never heard of ZBEOS BP number 1. I don't even know who they are. And actually, and I did this a little bit earlier, when I went to the block producers, they don't even show up. So ZBEOS 101 doesn't even show up on this list. Doesn't show up anywhere. Of the top 300-400 block producers, you don't see that name. So I had to research it a little further, and I found out that they are actually number 5. This is who they are here. By this, they're ZBEOS BP 11111. But when you actually go to the list, they are, where are they at again? They are actually the number 4. They're EOS IOSG 10111. The only way I kind of figured this out is because of the 111. But they are the number 5 block producer. They earn 731 EOS a day, which is a little over $1 million a year. And I just wanted to find out something about them. I'm not selecting these block producers as I'm just picking out a block producer. I'm not really selecting any one individual or have anything that I know about this block producer, because actually I don't know anything about him. So today's the first day I've ever been on their website. But I want to take a look at this block team, and of course here they are. And these are some of their community activities. And it says in 2008 they launched its first test net. They satisfied all requirements to become block producers. They attended EOS Canon, and I don't know how to pronounce that meetup. Attended the Singapore meetup. This is the first to launch voting portal. Express its standpoint about. Okay, actually, there expresses its standpoint about vote buying. I'd like to read that. And they attended the Seoul meetup. So this is what they've done as a community for the community. They're making about $1 million a year today's EOS price. It could be making a lot more if EOS goes up. They'll be making millions of dollars a year, not $1 million a year, but millions and millions of dollars a year. The price of EOS goes, and this is what their community activity is. So, like I say, I'm not selecting this block producer over any other block producer. I don't know anything about them. They may be wonderful block producers. They could be the stellar block producer of the whole blockchain. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I'm just looking at what they're doing as far as their community activity is concerned. I'm looking at the rewards that they're getting. They're getting over $1 million a year, and they're voted for by 56 different proxies. So there's a lot of voting back and forth going on here. And like I say, $1 million a year. At the same time, we have people that can't even get the chain to recognize the fact that somebody else has stolen their account, which is very disappointing in my opinion. The other thing I wanted to make mention too is a lot of people say stuff about cloud servers, block producers that are cloud servers. We are accused of that a lot too because we use DigitalOcean. But I just wanted to do a search on that real quick. Okay, EOS cloud server, that's the one I did before. So somebody did this, and this was a few months ago, but they looked at the right here it is. A high percentage of EOS block producers are on Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, and Alibaba. So here you can read who's on the cloud services and who's not. And I'm not saying I think cloud services is the only way to go, because of the fact that running your own server is very difficult. It allows security people to breach the security. It's very difficult. It's very expensive. It's not as secure. It's not going to be as fast. And there's a lot of opportunities for you to go down independently if you're not running with somebody like Amazon or Google or somebody like that. I don't think it's a negative to run cloud services. I'm not in that crowd. I don't think so. But you can see that the one we just looked at, EOS 111, is actually a Google Cloud service. So, and like I said, if I were making a decision about a block producer, the last thing I'd be worried about is if they were bare metal or not. I don't think bare metal has anything to do with it. I think that you could be just as effective running on the cloud. I mean, we obviously run in the Apple App Store, and we would always run in the Apple App Store because that's how people find the application. So you're always going to include, something like that, even though you are decentralized. The decentralization comes from running on another number of different server applications, not the fact that you're running a cloud service, the fact that you're running a lot of different accounts on cloud services and a lot of different cloud services. So I don't think that's ever been in a point. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that out because a lot of people make mention of that. So you have a block producer that's making $1 million a year. I don't think they've built any tools as far as the ones that people can use. They've just done some community outreach and some stuff like that. So like I say, what would I propose to the community is we are block producers. We're like 115, 16. If we could ever get into the reward area, which is a long way for us, we'd have to get millions and millions of people to vote for us, which is not happening. And I don't know how it would happen unless there'd be something. Be a lot of people start voting independently. But if we ever did make the reward section a block producer, we would give 50% of our block rewards back to Safeguard EOS so that account could help to repay people that lost EOS through things like phishing scams and this kind of stuff. So we would have a mechanism for giving back to people from the community, a direct mechanism where you could see how much block producer reward we earned and then see how much we gave back to all things EOS, all Safeguard EOS, and then be able to show that. And if people are involved with that fund, we would just divide it up amongst everybody that's lost money to the proportionate portion of money they lost. We just give it back to them directly. So it'd be a direct way for block rewards to go right back to the community and go back to the community in a way that safeguards the community and gives people a little more protection, and also prevent or have a fund that helps to find out, get a way for the exchanges to know what's going on, law enforcement to know what's going on, and just a procedure for things like that to happen. Because a lot of people, when they invested in EOS, they felt there was going to be arbitration. They felt that the block producers would be able to reverse transactions. they felt the block producers would have some control over being able to get back stolen funds, but none of that's transpired, and it doesn't look like it's going to. So we have a way of trying to remedy that, and giving it back to the community through rewards. And if we ever would receive block producer rewards, and let me tell you, if I had $1 million block producer reward, half of it would be going back to the community straight up, because I think that's what should happen here. I think block producer reward should go back to the community in a way that's a little easier to track than just, something where we have no idea. $1 million a year goes, because that $1 million a year is diluting the EOS token. The percentage or two that goes to block producers creates more tokens every year to pay for these rewards. And I think these rewards are very generous. And if there isn't something definable here, then how do you know where the rewards are going? And we don't know what's going on with them. So anyway, just something to throw out there. Like I said, we're a long way from making any rewards, and we also are a long way from getting very many people to vote for us. So I don't know if it'll ever happen, but if it does happen, we'd be happy to give half of our rewards back to those people that have lost EOS. And it doesn't cost anybody with the token anything different, because you're giving the rewards anyway. You're giving the rewards to somebody that you don't know where the money goes to, or you're giving the rewards to somebody where you do know where the money goes for. The difference is who you vote for. Like I say, we have absolutely no support from any of the proxies or any of the block producers or anybody else. The only thing we do have is we have the ability for me to come on the YouTube channel and talk about these issues, and also have the ability to bring to light some of these accounts that have been stolen from. And I've had a couple people on my YouTube channel that have talked about rewards. I'm sorry, it's getting late. It's after 2 a.m. in Southern California. We actually were out tonight, so I got back a little bit late to make this video. But anyway, we've had people on this channel that have lost EOS, and I feel bad for every single one of them. And I will not give up in trying to figure out a way to help these people get their money back, or get a little bit of their money back, or at least be able to figure out a way so that in the future, people are given some more information so they know not what to do, and so on and so forth. But anyway, we all make mistakes. There should be some way of protecting people. And we propose that, and we're willing to put rewards back in for people that have lost money. And we're willing to do it as block producers if we ever get to that position. So anyway, I think that's about it. I'll have another video for tomorrow night, and I appreciate you listening. Thank you very much.